Okay, we're joined now by head coach Kyle Whittingham for his weekly press conference. Coach Whittingham will start off with opening comments, and while that's going on, you can get in the queue in the participants panel by using the raise hand feature. Go ahead, Coach.
Okay, proud of our guys, the way they hung in there on Saturday. Overcame an 11-point second half deficit, which was good to see. Offense came alive in that second half. We scored 28 points, and it was enough for the victory. And so that was a positive. Defense played well, start to finish. Wasn't perfect. Gave up a few things. That first play of the second half was a big one that we let get away from us. But when you look at the defense overall, I believed going into the game, the biggest factor and key to winning, other than turnover margin, was our rush defense taking away their rush offense. And that's what we were able to do. We were able to hold them less than half of their average. And the back that had gone for 300 plus the week before held him to under 100. I believe it was somewhere in the 80s. And so that was the biggest factor, in my opinion, that and the reason that we were able to get the victory. So it's on to Washington State, and spread offense, mobile quarterback, dangerous receivers, really good core receivers, and playing hard on defense. So that'll be the last regular season game, and we'll get prepared for that. We understand it's 11:30 kick, so that's a great time to kick off, and weather, who knows, but it doesn't matter. Deal with whatever we got to deal with. So questions?
We'll start off with Trevor Allen from KSLSports.com, followed.
Kyle, you and Britt and Cubby mentioned on Saturday that there's kind of being worn out, guys are, and coaches are, just from what's going on in this season. If you guys win on Saturday, are you guys still wanting to play in a bowl game?
Good question. That'll be really, in my opinion, up to the players. We'll talk about that when the time is right, and if they're up for it and want to do it, and we have got the record we need to have. Obviously, we got to win. Then we'll move forward, and if they feel like enough's enough, then we won't. And so, to me, they're going to handle that within themselves. I'm not going to, and I'll back them either way they want to go. Whatever our players choose is what we'll go with.
Next, we'll go to Josh Newman, Salt Lake Tribune, followed by Steve Bartle from UteZone.com.
Hey, Kyle. Good morning. How are you?
Good, thank you. Steve, appreciate it.
Devin Lloyd.
Josh, right? This is Josh. Okay, sorry. Go ahead, Josh.
It's all good. Devin Lloyd this morning was named a finalist for the Butkus Award. Obviously, that's a top honor at his position. How difficult is it to get that type of notoriety when you've only played 4 games?
Yeah, very difficult. And obviously, some of the notoriety he's getting was based on last year's performance because he played very well last season. But he's been just a mainstay for us this year, making a bunch of tackles. Him and Nephi Sewell are 1 and 2 on the team in tackles. And Devin's been extremely productive last year, carrying into this year. He's a talent. He's got everything you look for in a middle linebacker. He's got 6'3" and 235 pounds, and runs 4.5 something 40. And he's a student of the game. He's got a burning desire to be great, and he's put in the time and the work and the effort ever since he got here, and now it's paying off for him. So proud of him, and great to see him on that short list of Butkus Award finalists.
Next, we'll go to Steve Bartle, followed by Patrick Kinahan.
Morning, Coach.
Morning, Steve.
Wanted to ask you, it seemed like the offensive line was able to get a little bit more push when Braden Daniels entered the game. It seemed like Keaton Bills just struggled for whatever reason, but Braden Daniels, just inserting him into the offensive line seemed to spark some things. What did you make of his play and his impact on the game?
Well, Braden came in and did a nice job, and Keaton Bills is a good player, and we're not by any means down on Keaton. It was just something that Jim Harding saw and thought would be give us a little boost. We were getting a little bit of penetration on that side, so Braden came in and did a nice job. And of course, he had he's had a bunch of starts under his belt, so he's not new to getting extensive playing time. He started pretty much all last year. So him and Keaton are two really good players, and it'll be a battle this week to see which one gets the nod. But you're right, we did have a little bit of a spark when Braden went in, and we're able to get more done in the run game.
Next, we'll go to Patrick Kinahan, 1280 The Zone, followed by David James.
What's Cam Rising doing at this point to make sure it's not a total waste of time for him?
Well, he came off a successful surgery. He's in rehab and getting doing everything he can with the shoulder and getting or going through the normal rehab process. He's finished up his academics this semester, and all indications are he had a very good semester with his grades. And so he's a kid that's making the most of his time. He's not just sitting around doing nothing. He's got a lot of desire and wants to get back. And now this is going to be an extensive rehab time. It's not something that will most likely will not allow him to be participating in spring ball. So he's got a long road ahead of him, but he's determined and got the right attitude. And so we expect him to make a full recovery. That's our hope.
And who cares what Urban Meyer says, right?
Well, I care.
I mean, about your hair.
Yeah, some hair comment. We talked about that after the game. So.
Next, we'll go to David James from KUTV and 1280 The Zone.
Kyle, can you talk about Ty Jordan's blocking?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of reverberation there. You said Ty Jordan's blocking. Was that the question? Comment on that?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Ty Jordan has gotten better and better at picking up blitzes, and he did a fine job in the game Saturday and had some key pickups. He's still got a ways to go, but he's worked hard at that, and Coach McDonald, his position coach, has done a good job schooling him up and getting him tuned into the protections, and he's come a long ways in the short time that he's been here in that regard. And obviously we see what he does for us in the run game. He's a tremendous player, and so he's got a desire to be a complete back, and a complete back has to pick up pressures, and he's got to be able to catch the ball out of the backfield. And Ty Jordan is doing all those things right now.
Our next question will come from Trevor Allen, KSLSports.com, followed by Steve Bartle of Ute Zone.
Kyle, over the last two games, I mean, obviously going into the year, you actually had four backs, and then it kind of seems like you guys have kind of dwindled the list down. Is that kind of what it is? Where you guys are working maybe two or three guys compared to four?
Well, it has pared down. Jordan Wilmore had an injury a few weeks back, which has slowed him down. But Ty Jordan's emergence has really given him the lion's share of the work the last couple of weeks, and he's doing a great job. He's averaging over 7 yards a carry, and so he's been a big plus for us. Mekhi Bernard is also doing some good things, but we've got four backs. Who knows if we'll be able to hang on to them all. When you have freshmen that rise up and do well, upperclassmen sometimes get the notion that maybe they're not in the plan. So we'll see what happens with that position. But we really like the position, and we got four guys that we're confident in right now, and we'll just see what direction things go.
Next, we'll go to Steve Bartle from Ute Zone.
Coach, Blake Keethy got his first action of the season and of his career, basically. How, I guess, was that rewarding in any sense to you to see him actually take the field?
Very much so. He's had a long, hard road since he's got here with injuries. He's overcome each one, and they're major injuries, not just nagging little things. It's been significant injury, and he's come back and is in a place right now where he's ready to help us. And you saw him get you're right, it's his first collegiate snaps, and did a good job. He graded out pretty good, and he's a really good player when he's completely healthy, which he's just about there now. He's got a lot of ability, and hopefully going forward, he's able to stay healthy and continue to contribute.
Our next question will come from Josh Newman of the Salt Lake Tribune.
Kyle, the offseason with the transfer portal is generally pretty chaotic anyway. With the one-time transfer exemption likely getting pushed through in January, do you expect the offseason to be even more chaotic now?
Absolutely. I don't think there's any question about that. These guys got to be careful to go into the portal because the opportunities are not, there's not enough scholarships available and opportunities to satisfy everyone that goes into the portal. And so you got to be smart and think things through. But to answer your question, I don't think there's any doubt that you're going to see much more movement and activity than in years past. But again, the portal is going to be saturated, and we'll just see how it all shakes out.
Okay, anything else for the coach? All right.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you tomorrow morning, 8:30. Have a good day.